speculate in matters just as serious. We decide we have plenty of time to get squared away on this thing called eternal life, so we're in no hurry to take a serious look at it. After all, haven't we the rest of our life to look into the matter? I read a story once about such a person. He was a very successful farmer, and his crops were so great that he was planning on building bigger barns and then enjoying the material benefits of life. Like so many of us, he had plenty of time to consider eternity. But the story ended with the Creator saying to him after he had made plans for bigger barns, "Fool, this night your soul is required of you." Procrastination cost him dearly. It usually does in serious matters. And about Dom's resignation from the club has said that it'll not be any hurry to study it. After all, Dom hasn't applied for membership yet.
This has been My Turn with Don Wildman, a production of the American Family Association.
How is the federal government using school-based health centers to undermine parental rights? This weekend on The Stand Radio, Dr. Jameson Taylor explains how.
They are funneling government Medicaid funds directly to the schools. And as part of that, they're working very hard to eliminate parental consent for health care, and they're blocking parents from kids' medical records.
The Stand Radio, Saturdays at 4 and Sundays at 8 p.m. Central on AFR.
You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all of your heart. Jeremiah 29:13.
American Family Radio.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
What do we got going on there, Ed?
That's Star Trek. That's actually me singing that part right there with the high-pitched voice.
Wow. So
boldly
talented.
go where no man has gone before to explore strange
You know what a
new
man is.
civilizations.
Did they know what a man was
Well,
back then?
I was going to say explore strange new civilizations. They were actually in Chicago this week for the Democratic National
Bada-boom.
Convention.
Bada-boom.
Strange new worlds.
So let me ask you this related to that. They were on a 5-year voyage, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how did they, you know anything about how they say fueled up or anything like that? You know what I'm saying? Did they stop it? Was there like truck stops along the way in outer space?
Well, Tim, as
5 years.
As anyone would know, the crystals that they used to power their warp engine were self-generating.
Solar.
So,
It's the first sign of solar. So.
well, not really solar.
Yeah.
It's just
They had crystals, and they also had corn additives. Now, general rule, you ain't supposed to eat food. I mean, you ain't supposed to use food for fuel, but it's working today. You don't believe it, you pull up behind any vehicle at a red light, and you'll see that tailpipe, all that corn dripping out of there. And it worked whenever they was flying from galaxy to galaxy. They had that corn with them crystals, and it seemed to work well.
well, and it was a 5-year mission, but it got canceled after 3.
Wow. So the 3 of 5, and it was over.
Yeah, it was over.
Was it really a 3-year television show?
I think so. I think it was about 3 years. But
Wow, that popularity for a show 3 years
Absolutely.
still going on today with
Absolutely.
that trademark, that
Yep.
name. All right, Trivia Friday it is on American Family Radio. Tim, Ed, and JJ.
Talking about shows, got to throw out a little plug for the Kendrick brothers. Their movie debuts tonight, The Forge. You know their movies, Facing the Giants, War Room Courageous. Brand new movie, The Forge. It is going to be in theaters across the country, and I've seen the sneak preview. Incredible
good?
movie. It really is. My family says it's the best one they've made so
I've
far.
heard that from a lot of people who got. We had an invitation
screening. That's
to,
right.
Screening for AFA folks. I guess to drum up interest and have people talk about it. And a lot of people have said that
You'll
their
laugh.
best movie.
You'll laugh. You'll cry, and you'll be inspired.
All right, Ed, repeat your questions that have heretofore
Gone unanswered.
There you go.
All right, I'm going to have to add one. First question. We eat a plate full of spaghetti, but what is a single strand of it called? Second question. The Caesar salad was actually invented in Mexico. Is that true or false? And here's the one I'll add, and it's just 50%, folks, so you can flip a coin. Which country has more people, India or China? Which country has more people, India or China?
Here's what I've got. First question. Which dog breed was traditionally kept by monks in the Swiss Alps to find lost travelers? Which dog breed did they use to find lost travelers in the snowy mountains?
Can we forget about a Chihuahua? Is that out?
I don't think you ought to rule it
Okay,
out.
so
This
that-
is a new day.
okay,
If that Chihuahua
You're not going to
wants
say yes or you're
identify
not going to say
as a-
yes or no on the Chihuahua.
I'm not going to say. I'm
In the
not
Swiss
going to give a
Alps.
hint.
Okay.
Yes, Swiss Alps. Now they'd be shivering a lot. You can
Yeah.
picture a little Chihuahua.
Man.
Yeah, well, they're always
shivering.
complaining anyway.
But they're always so nervous. They
Yeah.
shiver kind of all the time
Yeah.
anyway, even when they're not cold. All right, second question. True or false? Monkey brains are considered a delicacy food in Asia and Africa. Is that true or false? And if it is true, that's why you don't just point at a picture on a menu when you're in a third world country.
Yeah, because you could wind up
Well,
eating
that's-
some strange stuff.
That's right. And then I'll add one. What is the main profession of Nintendo character Luigi? What was Luigi's occupation?
He went on the Ed Sullivan show with his brothers, right?
That was part of right here for a really big shoe. We've got a juggling Luigi, we've got a flying Luigi, and one from the Nintendo show, the Luigi, whose occupation was
That's right. That's the question.
My
a really
turn?
big
Your turn.
shoe.
You got another one? My turn.
It's your
No,
turn.
that's it.
Okay, my two questions that have heretofore.
Oh, there you go. You're
Yep.
not going to hear that on Star
No,
Trek.
we need to preserve the word heretofore. That's right, heretofore. How are you related to your great aunt? That's one question. How are you related to your great aunt?
Well, if you're in Arkansas, you might be married to her.
Oh man,
Said the
that was-
Kentucky boy living in Mississippi,
yeah.
saying disparaging things against the state of Arkansas.
All right, that's JJ's email is JJ Jasper.
That's right.
All right, so my second question, and this is for a free cap, all right, an AFR travel cap or whatever you want, ball cap. If you, we'll send it to you as a gift if you answer this question correctly. How many countries make up Central America? And in order to get the hat, you have to have that answer yourself, not ask or look it up. You can call if you ask somebody and look it up, that's fine. But if you just know it and you answer it, then that's the winner for the hat. But there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 countries that make up what we call Central America.
And what's the question again?
How many countries make up Central America?
Okay.
Did I just answer it? No, name them.
Name them. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Name them.
All right. I thought
I
you just
knew I
wanted
didn't
the
mess up that bad. Good grief. You were looking at me like you just gave
Well-
away. I just gave away the answer. I may have said name them. I mean, I may have said how many, but
Yeah, but you want them named
I want them named.
if they want the cap.
Right,
for
right,
sure.
right.
All right. We ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to West Virginia, and Rodney is on the line. Rodney, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Good morning. Thank you, esteemed professors.
Thank you for your honesty, Rodney.
Hey, Rodney, you want to ask, answer, or do both, brother?
I'll do both.
All right. Which one do you want to answer?
Let me try the monkey brains. I've been accused of being a monkey brain.
Well, I think we all have at one time in our life. Here's the question, true or false? And I do apologize, this is so close to lunchtime. Monkey brains are considered a delicacy food in Asia and Africa. Is that true or false?
I'm going to completely guess, but I'm going to say it's true.
Rodney, it is 100% true.
Ugh. Well, way to
Don't
go,
clap.
Rodney.
Do not
Yeah,
clap
I don't know
for
about that. What am I
No.
clapping?
Now,
for?
look, might take a chance on a chocolate-covered cricket, and I haven't, but I would take a chance on that. But I'm tapping out. when it comes to that's going to make me ask questions.
That's why
the
when
next
you
time I
travel,
look at a menu.
when you travel around the world, always take some nabs.
You never know. When
You got to run
pull
into a
those out of your
dilemma.
life
I'm
first.
starving to death, but all they got on the menu is monkey brains. I'm going to
Well,
get out my backpack.
And here's
Yes,
I
that's
don't mean
it right there. There's a life hack. for
I don't mean to be
traveling.
disrespectful here, but the Bible says to eat whatever is set before you. I'm breaking that commandment.
Right. I don't
If
think
it's monkey brains.
Well, I don't think it's compulsory.
Thankfully, that's not a
Yeah.
commandment, and I'm right there with you. That's where I'm going to say that's a hard no. But I just hope that everybody just doesn't do like, oh, I'll have what he's having. I'll have what she's
Yeah.
having. You're just trying to be polite, and I don't know what any of this stuff is. You really need to ask but verify.
Well, there's a funny scene from Andy Griffith where Andy and Barney are at like a convention, so they go to a nice restaurant, and it's a French restaurant, and Andy says, "Hey, do you have like a hamburger there?" And the waiter says, "No, sir, we don't." And Barney says, "Don't embarrass us. Just pretend like you know you can read French." And he points at the menu and says, "I'll have some of that and some of that." And the waiter says, "Very good, sir. Lamb brains and I forget what the other thing was.
Escargot or something.
Yeah,
snails.
I think it was snails. So, well, that was a long way to go around for the monkey brains question.
Hey, Rodney, what's your question for us?
My question's West Virginia history. So, Ann Jarvis was born in Grafton, West Virginia in 1864, lived to 1948. Can you name the national holiday that she started?
Boys, I'll take this for the team.
Okay.
Ann Jarvis had a sweet, sweet mama, and noticed that there wasn't a big deal made of mothers and motherhood. And she, on behalf of her mother, she started Mother's Day. After
Really?
a lot of petition and reaching out to her congressman and everybody, took a little while, but she almost single-handedly got Mother's Day started.
Wow, is that right, Rodney?
That is correct.
Jay.
There you go, JJ
JJ.
clapping for JJ's answer. Well, that was a great answer. I didn't. I was going to say Arbor Day. I didn't. Shot in the dark there. It's better no answer at all, right?
That's what our teachers said.
Yeah.
Our dad.
Arbor Day.
Hey, thanks, Rodney. God bless you. And have a good weekend in the, Tim, this is your wheelhouse, Mountaineer State?
Mountaineer State, yeah.
Have a good weekend in the Mountaineer State.
All right, we go next to Arkansas, and Steve
my goodness. JJ just.
Yes, he did.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Steve,
Don't remind him. He might not have been listening.
welcome to Trivia Friday. Anything you want to say to JJ or?
Yeah. Let's see now, JJ. I've heard your testimony, and you what's that? George Patton, John Milton. Courage is the greatest of all virtues. If you have not courage, you may well never employ the rest. And you've employed courage in your because I heard your testimony, and I applaud you for your endurance.
Well,
okay.
Thank you, Steve. Hey, listen, whenever I added that caveat, a Kentucky boy who's lived in Mississippi for the last 30 years trying to diss Arkansas, that's definitely the pot calling the kettle black right there. So thanks for your mercy. Hey, you want to ask, answer, or do both?
Okay, both. Okay, and I had to. I'm going to go with the dog that the monks. I could go with the Central America issue too, but we'll go with the dog in the man. I'm going to do both, but it's a Saint Bernard, correct?
Which dog breed was traditionally kept by monks in the Swiss Alps to find lost travelers? You're exactly right, Saint Bernard. Oh, hey!
Do you know what that means, Steve?
I win a mug or something like that.
You win a ball cap, an AFR
Okay,
ball cap.
Okay, we'll go with the ball cap.
Yes, sir.
I
They're
can use
really
that.
nice.
McDonald's drinking coffee on Saturday with the ball cap. Maybe it'll stir up something. Oh, I do appreciate it.
That's right. Well, it's
Yeah.
not a traveler mug or a T-shirt, but you don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
That's right.
Now I had never found out as to why that you would not look. I was thinking like it went down to the Trojan horse or something like that. I didn't know that it had actual horse actions to it. So so.
All right,
Okay.
well,
I got a train
Steve,
going by.
make sure, I know you got a question for us, but stay on the line after we're through. Don't hang up, and we will put you on hold, and Cindy Roberts will get your information so we can send you the ball cap, all right?
Okay, looks good.
All right, what's your question for us, Steve?
Okay, the question is, now this is biographical. What could Saddam Hussein do good?
He played hearts. I read about that on his bio there, Wikipedia.
So he's kind of a hearts champion.
You don't know if it's true or not.
Right.
What could he? All right, what could he do well? Guys, you have any idea?
I think he was a really good harmonica player.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't think a war criminal and a horrible monster would do
be a
anything well, but
harmonica.
you sit around the campfire, people get off their camels and cross-legged there, he'd get out the harmonica and just really play some
Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, play a mean harmonica, juice harp. That's my answer.
Okay.
All right, Steve. Obviously, we have no idea. What's
I have
the
no
answer?
idea.
Yeah.
He was good at getting lookalikes, okay, that would get in the line of fire of assassins. Maybe, he had multiple people that he could get that would look like him when people had a contract out on him that finally,
Wait, here's the
out
deal.
windows.
You telling me Saddam Hussein and Joe Biden has got things in common? And I wonder if you've seen a 6'7" Saddam Hussein giving some kind of acceptance speech somewhere.
I'll tell you what. That would be bad if you're the proud parents of a little baby boy and people come by and say, "Wow, he looks just like Saddam Hussein." You know your kid. You know what your kid's going to be doing for the rest
you
of
go,
his life.
shh, don't say that out loud. Don't say that out loud. So the parents, well, it's happened along for many, many years. Think about the wine tester and think for the kings all through the Old Testament. That was a for real job. Think about what the implications there were as a food tester and a wine tester.
I'm going to work, sweetie. I'm not sure if I'll be coming back.
Do you apply for this job?
I guess if
put
you
in
look like,
do you put in an application?
if you look like Saddam
I want to be a
Hussein,
body double for
they just
Saddam
come
Hussein.
get you.
All right.
All right, Steve, stay on the line. I'm going to put you on hold, and we'll get your information and get that ball cap in the mail to you. You should have it in 6 or 7 months. So
what? Why Memphis Airport? I mean Memphis, U.S. made.
I don't know.
I shouldn't say that.
I
That's
shouldn't
wrong.
have said
I don't
that.
know. I don't have any evidence for that.
There are lots of folks working for
Just
the
a
Postal
suspicion.
Service that are doing the best job
Yeah,
they can.
I was citing one particular.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're listening to Trivia Friday on American Family Radio. Trivia Friday on AFR. Go ahead, Ed. Repeat your question.
All right. Here are my three. We eat a plate full of spaghetti, but what is a single strand of it called? Second question. The Caesar salad was actually invented in Mexico. Is that true or false? And third question. Which country has more people, India or China? That's what I've got.
Here's what I've got. First question, what is the main profession of Nintendo character Luigi? You think about Mario, Luigi, what was their job when you're watching those videos, playing those video games? Second question, I'm going to add one. The first successful testing of an atomic bomb, which was in which U.S. state? The first successful testing of an atomic bomb was in which U.S. state? And my daughter, Casey James, gave me that question. Third question, what is Bluey's dad's name? This is from children's cartoon category. Bluey and Bingo, what's their dad's name? Tim?
I've got two questions left. I've got another one if I need to pull that one. Pull from my repertoire here. Here's the first question. How are you related to your great aunt? And my second question is, how many countries make up Central America? I gave the answer to that, 7, but I want you to name them. Name the countries that make up the region that we call Central America. Ed, next up.
All right, we go to Texas, back to Texas, and Bobby is on the line. Bobby, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Howdy, Bobby.
Howdy, boys. JJ, the boy standing on one side of the river in Illinois, and a boy on the other side in Kentucky throws a firecracker at him. What's he do?
I've heard this old joke, but I forget how it worked
Picked
out.
it
Oh,
up
he
and
lit it.
light
He
it.
picked it up. He lights it and throws it back. There you go.
That's an Illinois, Kentucky joke?
Or Indiana, Kentucky,
Yeah.
Illinois. Yeah, we trade
Yeah.
barbs back and forth. Hey, Bobby, before you get too deep into your answer and ask, I'm going to be in Bonham, Texas.
Where?
Bonham,
Oh,
Texas.
I thought you said bottom.
I'm going to be at the
go,
bottom
wow,
of Texas.
this is-
Bonham, Texas, northeast of Dallas, in next month for a pregnancy resource center banquet. So if you're nearby, I'd love to get to meet you.
I think half of Texas is northeast of Dallas. That's all I hear. They are northeast of Dallas.
We drove out to watch my brother-in-law, my wife's only brother, graduate from the Marines in Pendleton, San Diego area, and drove from Mississippi to California. And about 2 solid days of driving through Texas, from like Orange, Texas, out the other side of El Paso. I said, they're not kidding about this being a big place. When you're driving, have to stop in the middle of the state and spend the night, and then drive another whole day. You guys have a big old state there, Bobby.
I'm right in the heart of it.
All right. Well, you want to ask, answer, or do both?
I think I'll do both.
Which one you feel confident about?
None of them.
Well,
let's go with the spaghetti.
All right, Bobby, here's the question. We eat a plate full of spaghetti, but what is a single strand of it called?
A noodle.
No, there's an actual
that's
name
a good
for it.
guess. I
It
could see how you would say
Yeah.
noodle.
Right.
And I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm looking for
Yeah, you are.
the proper.
You are. You're not giving him credit.
I'm looking for the proper name for that noodle.
Is that noodle? Does the shape of that noodle matter?
No.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay.
Hey, what's your question for us, Bobby? Good guess.
All right, here we go. Gonna make you think. Famous quote, C.S. Lewis said it. It's the only hint you get. What language did the Lord use when he created?
What now? We're asking
What
that question.
language did he use?
What language did the Lord use when he created the entire universe?
Is this a
Might be a little bit of a riddle. Yeah.
I don't know. You're saying Moses says he's writing in Hebrew when it said, then God said, let there be light. You're
yeah.
saying
What language
that
was
there
that?
was a language. Guys, I have no idea.
Yeah, there's going to be
There was no
something.
Hebrew
Where is
language.
the Rosetta Stone when you need it?
That's right. I know when you think about how like he walks with me and talks. No, what do they say that you know God's name because of that?
Oh. Yeah.
We don't know.
All right,
We don't know.
we
What's
don't
the
know.
answer, Bobby?
It's in
Andy.
your circumference, sir. He used the language of mathematics. That's
Okay.
why I love mathematics. They do not have the ability to lie.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, he used
the
mathematics. And the old riddle I was thinking about was Andy. God's
Andy
name is
walks with
Andy.
me.
Andy walks with me and talks to me. Hey, thank you, Bobby, so much for listening to AFR. Pray for us. Thank you for your love and your prayers and your support there in Central Texas.
All right, we go to Alabama, and Greg is on the line. Greg, welcome to Trivia Friday, sir.
Thank you for having me on.
You are welcome. Greg, would you like to ask, answer, or do both?
Well, I was going to answer the monkey brain question because I had a coworker who actually experienced that when he traveled in Asia, but that's already been done. So,
Oh, wait. You got you've
Yeah,
piqued
you
my
can't-
interest.
You can't go off on. Go
He
past
really
that.
did eat that and live to tell about it?
Yep, he did. I'm not sure what country he was in. It might have been South Korea or Vietnam, somewhere like that. But
Now, do you do
he
that on
came back and told us.
Do you do that on a dare, or was there alcohol involved? I got a whole lot of questions here. Why you would do that?
I'm not sure. I just remember him saying it had like a silver cap over it, on the table like a casserole dish or something, and they pulled it off, and there it was.
Oh my goodness!
Did he say what it tasted
but
like?
He did not say, and I don't remember asking. I really want to know.
You might,
but,
you might, Greg, if you didn't want to offend your host there. Where are we talking about now?
Asia, Asia and Africa.
Asia and Africa.
Yeah, this is in Asia.
You can use.
He said the wiggling of the table is kind of what threw him for a loop. The wiggling of the monkey on the table.
Boy, that's kind of weird. I don't know.
Hey, this is our kind of right here.
You mean on your pants leg? You're feeling your meal. We're fixing to fillet this thing. Oh man. Anyway, I was just thinking that
it's been a dark humor day all
yeah.
And we're pulling our listeners down.
I was thinking to myself.
What did you say about your host? You don't want to offend your host.
You don't want to offend your host. They're going to serve you monkey brains, right?
Right.
But you can still, I think this is universal, you can still use the slide it around your plate trick. Am I right?
Got to spread it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Spread it out, move it around, move it to the left, to the right.
No.
And then you're full. You're full after 30 minutes, but you're loading up on potatoes and everything else.
So, all right. So I
you see what I'm saying?
No, yes. I do. So I got to ask this. I was thinking. Now this, I know this is. I was thinking they serve it with the head in the head. You're saying that it's on the plate, like mashed potatoes kind of thing.
Well,
I don't know.
Truth is, I've never had it.
Only person here that's got any credibility about it, Greg's friend. Unless it's one of these things. I got a question for a friend. A friend wants to know.
Greg, did your friend tell you the answer to my question?
He said it's like in a little silver dish with a little lid on top.
Okay, so they just scoop
like
it out,
casserole.
put it in a.
Hey,
all
Greg,
right.
well, let's change gears. What question you want to? Do you want to ask, answer, or do both?
Okay, I've got one trick question. Which one do I want to answer? I want to answer the one about how you're related to your great aunt.
All right.
And
yeah, that's the question. The question is, how are you related to your great aunt, Greg?
Right. I'm going to say they would be your grandparents' sibling. Like your grandmother's sister, your grandfather's sister.
Okay. How are you related to your great aunt? Here's my answer. She's your parents' aunt.
Well, that's one way.
That's what he's talking about.
That's what he's talking about. Your
That's what I'm saying. He
grandparents'
got it right. Just
sister.
described it a different way.
Right.
So, so your great aunt is your mom or your dad's aunt.
Correct.
That's
Correctamundo.
Yeah.
Good job, Greg.
Okay,
What's your question for us? Your trick question.
I've got one trick question and one real one. The trick question is, what country music artist sang the hit song "How Can I Miss You If You Never Leave"?
Tim's gonna know that.
Country music?
Yeah.
I'll say Conway Twitty.
No, that was a joke. It wasn't a song.
Okay.
That was
they
wrong.
missed a good chance, though.
Wrong to do that to me, Greg. Made me take a shot
My
in the
real
dark.
question is, who's the only U.S. president who served 2 non-consecutive 4-year terms?
Was it Roosevelt?
Theodore Roosevelt?
No.
This is going to go way back. Probably.
Okay. Hey, you're going to have to tell us because we're right
quickly.
against the break, Greg.
Grover Cleveland.
Grover Cleveland.
Grover Cleveland.
All right.
Thank you, Greg.
Wasn't he
Appreciate it. We'll
also
be
a
back in
puppet?
5 minutes. Stay with us.
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast may not necessarily reflect those of the American Family Association or American Family Radio.
Faith, family, freedom. American Family Radio. The Stand provides a Christian perspective on current issues that are important to your family. Produced by the American Family Association, this monthly magazine is full of articles and stories about people who are making a difference in their community and around the world. Sign up today and receive a free 6-month subscription. Visit thestand.net or call 1-800-326-4543.
This is American Family Radio, a listener-supported ministry of the American Family Association.
American Family News, I'm Rusty Pugh. Former President Donald Trump is campaigning in Nevada as the race for the White House tightens. Mark Meredith has more from Las Vegas.
Former President Trump is hoping a swing through some of the western battleground states will help slow or stop any momentum the vice president may be getting after last night's convention. But Trump is hoping there's going to be more of an appetite from voters about his proposal to end federal taxes on tips. Now, the Trump campaign is also out with some fresh messaging, trying to label Harris as a far-left liberal and not a centrist. The campaign continuing to slam Democrats for not doing more to lay out exactly how Harris would govern if elected. Overnight, Trump telling Fox he believes the polls showing him either tied or losing to Harris are wrong.
The DNC is over. Kamala Harris spoke last night, but there's still no definitive policy issues listed on her website. After her speech, a Free Press reporter asked her supporters to name their favorite Kamala Harris policy.
What's your favorite policy of Kamala's?
That's a hard one.
What's your favorite policy of Kamala's?
Her being president.
That's your favorite policy position?
Oh, yeah.
How so?
Because it covers everything that she defends.
As like her as a person, just like tops out any policy.
A conservative activist and former presidential candidate says Kamala Harris's speech at the DNC was all about running on nothing.
Kamala Harris's acceptance speech before a packed house at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago started out with her pledging to bring the country together. But then it was all about denouncing Donald Trump. The vice president proceeded to paint Trump as a threat to the nation, while touting herself as a champion of abortion rights and refusing to take responsibility for the border crisis the Biden-Harris administration created, allowing at least 8 million illegals to enter the country over the last 3.5 years. Gary Bowers, chairman of the Campaign for Working Families.
I think Kamala Harris nailed the speech from the standpoint of what is the strategy of her campaign. And the strategy of her campaign is to run on nothing, to act as if she had nothing to do with the last nearly 4 years of leftist government and neo-Marxist ideology that they have permeated our entire government with.
And Bauer has a prediction for their strategy moving forward.
I predict she will do the bare minimum of debates, maybe no more than one, and they will continue to dress up as if it's Halloween, acting like they're moderates when in fact this is the most left-wing socialist presidential ticket that has ever been nominated by a major U.S. political party.
I'm Chad Groening.
House Republicans now want to investigate Vice Presidential candidate Tim Walz, claiming he has ties to the Chinese government. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer outlines the investigation.
With Waltz, it doesn't appear to be any type of financial payments being transacted. We fear, Maria, that it's an infatuation.
Health experts in Florida are advising residents to avoid swimming in areas around Tampa Bay due to high bacteria levels from Tropical Storm Debbie. Kylie Jones of Fox Tampa TV affiliate WTVT reports.
Even 2 weeks after the storm, 10 of the 11 sites the Suncoast Waterkeeper last tested are in the red, under no swim warnings because of dangerously high bacteria levels. From wading through the floodwaters to swimming in the bay or the ocean, Suncoast Waterkeeper's executive director Abby Turna says they're seeing bacteria levels that are 10 times the level that's safe for certain recreational activities.
Submerging yourself in bay waters right now is just not a great idea until the bay can assimilate just the millions of gallons of sewage that went into it after Debbie.
Kylie Jones, Fox News.
And finally, the Federal Reserve Chair signaling interest rate cuts are on the way.
Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell says it's time for interest rates to come down. Speaking at the Fed's Jackson Hole Summit, Powell says inflation has declined.
After a pause earlier this year, progress toward our 2% objective has resumed. My confidence has grown that inflation is on a sustainable path back to 2%.
Ginny Cosola, Fox News.
For American Family News, I'm Rusty P.
Here's a chance for a trip full of great memories with AFA at the Ark. Join Wesley Wildman and Tony Battagliano for a special trip to the Ark Encounter in the Creation Museum October 31st through November 2nd. Enjoy tours, activities, and special presentations, and join a panel discussion with Wesley and Tony. Space is limited, so visit afa.net/events and click AFA at the Ark to find out more and register. That's afa.net/events and click AFA at the Ark.
This is Trivia Friday. The number to call with your question or your answer to a question is 888-589-8840. Now, back to more Trivia Friday.
Welcome back, everybody, to Trivia Friday. I'm Tim with Ed and JJ. Thank you for listening to the show today. The Learning University, right, fellas?
Learning University.
Learning University it is here. We're here every Friday trying to educate people.
It's not easy.
No, it's not easy, but we do it.
We do it.
Yeah. JJ, you going to be traveling?
Thank you for asking. Next Thursday night, Panola County Baptist Association rally for men and women. It's next Thursday evening, August the 29th. Liberty Hill Baptist Church in Pope, Mississippi. They've got about 26 churches in the association. Everybody's invited.
Did you say a rally for men and women?
A rally for men and
so
women.
It's not just for men, not just for women. Okay.
Not just right, for both. Panola County Baptist Association. Going to be a meal, stand-up comedy from yours truly, and then a message to encourage and inspire.
Amen.
Are you doing both?
Yes.
The comedy and the message to encourage and inspire?
I might bring somebody for show and tell to help with the message. I'm working on that.
Okay, good deal. Let's go ahead and repeat our questions.
All right, here are my 3 questions. We eat a plate full of spaghetti, but what is a single strand of it called? Now, one of our callers said it's a noodle, and that is technically correct, but there's a kind of a proper name for that noodle. What is it? A single strand of it, in other words. Second question, the Caesar salad was actually invented in Mexico. Is that true or false? And which country has more people, India or China?
Here's what I've got. What is the main profession of Nintendo character Luigi? You're sitting around watching and playing the game with Mario and Luigi when you should be doing something productive. What was their career? What was their occupation? Second question, the first successful testing of an atomic bomb was in which U.S. state? Third question, from children's cartoon category, Bluey and Bingo, what is their dad's name? Now, see, it's not, guys, Barney, that's ancient history.
Right.
It's not Barney or Mr. Rogers. If you got young children like I do, Bluey and Bingo, they're a big hit.
Oh,
and I want to know,
grandkids love that show.
Bluey and Bingo, what's the dad's name?
My question is, how many countries make up Central America? And name them. Well, I already told you how many, 7 earlier. So there are 7 countries that make up the region of the world we call Central America. Name those countries. And if you can name those countries without looking it up or asking a friend for help, then we'll send you an AFR ball cap. And it's okay if you look it up or ask somebody. I'm just saying, if you know it right off the top of your head, your own knowledge, then we will reward you with that hat. Back to the phones.
All right, we go to Virginia, and David is on the line. David, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Good morning, gentlemen. Raise him and praise him, for he is holy.
Amen.
Hey, David, we absolutely hearty amen to that. You want to ask, answer, or do both?
I'd like to do both, please.
All right, which question you want to try to answer?
The spaghetti one.
All right, here it is, David. I think you're going to answer it right. We eat a plate full of spaghetti, but what is a single strand of it called?
A spaghetto.
It's a spaghetto.
Yes, a spaghetto. Do you know I almost brought that question in myself this morning?
Did you really?
Yeah, I was looking, some questions up and I almost pulled that one myself. Now the spaghetti, you call it a spaghetto?
Spaghetto.
Okay, that's a noodle.
One
noodle.
That's one spaghetti noodle.
Okay.
So here's the deal. If you got a bunch of octopuses, you got an octopetto. Well, if you just have one.
But a spaghetti-o, is that the spaghetti noodle that's in a circle?
I know
it's a brand.
You had asked something in the first in the first, and that made me think of SpaghettiOs.
SpaghettiO.
That may be.
That's like in a can, like Campbell's soup or something.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
SpaghettiOs.
Well, if you're going to talk about it, you got to say, uh-oh. You got to lead with that.
SpaghettiOs. And by the way, when we were kids, it shows you the power of advertising. My mom was she was Greek, but she was an amazing cook of Italian food. And when those commercials started coming on, SpaghettiOs, we begged her to buy us some for lunch. And she finally relented but she was disgusted by the quality of it compared to,
real Italian food.
But that just shows you the power of advertising. We saw it on TV and we wanted it and forced my mom to get it.
SpaghettiOs.
So you may be right. That maybe got SpaghettiOs from that Spaghetto.
David, good job, David. Do you have a question for us?
I do. What's the gentleman's name there that he's from New England and he loves hockey?
It's Ed Vitagliano.
And thank you for calling me gentleman, David.
Oh, no problem. Anybody who's from New England and loves hockey is a gentleman.
Hey, there you go.
It is only the greatest sport on the planet.
David.
My question, yes.
Go ahead. I just don't want you to get struck by lightning.
No,
a lot of football fans listening.
You and I are already good friends, David.
So my question is about the great sport of hockey. Back in the day, when the arenas weren't or the buildings weren't as sophisticated with their air conditioning and everything, fog would be in the rink, and it would get so thick that the players would have a hard time, seeing where they're going. The question is, how did they get rid of the fog? And I know Ed's going to know it, but I'm hoping he may not know it, and then, you other guys can rattle your brains there thinking.
Yeah, because Tim and I are going to know about fog on the ice rink.
Wasn't it a song?
Fog on the ice rink.
Here's a deal. A whole lot of people don't know because they watch that Zamboni go around pretty slow. But he did have a turbocharger on there, and if it ever got real foggy, he just put that pedal to the metal, put that thing in overdrive, and then went around so fast it cleared up all the fog.
That would happen. I do
that
know
that is funny. Fog on the ice rink.
Fog on the ice rink. I do know that. I mean, you got. I can see how that would happen. The old arenas prior to air conditioning, would be exposed to the weather from outside through the portals and the doors and everything like that. So if I don't know if it's too hot, that the ice rink would. I don't know what you do with that. They have fans that suck the ice.
Ed's gonna know.
David, I do not know. I know that they lay a fresh sheet of ice with the Zambonis after every period. I don't know if that's the right answer or not. This is very interesting to me. What's the right answer?
The right answer, you were close with the Zamboni and the turbo going around faster, but they would take a break in the game, and then the players would just start circling the ices. It's pretty not as fast as they could go, but they would just get both teams going. And with all the players going in a circle, it would eventually just clear the fog.
Wow.
Little tiny human tornado.
Then there was nobody left to play. They were all gassed.
I'm exhausted.
Anyway, that's pretty interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't either, David. That's a great trivia question.
Sir.
That's the purpose of this here show. So.
Glad you and Ed were able to bond. Maybe you guys can go, David, and go watch The Forge together this weekend.
Hey, David, thank you so much. Great question. We like to learn stuff here, too. All right, we're going to go to Minnesota. It's the first time for this day, anyway. Dawn is on the line. Dawn, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Hi. This is great.
Oh, well,
my sister-in-law gets on here, and she just won a hat from you guys here a couple weeks ago, and I really wanted to get a hat so I could get my picture with her. But the hat question, I have to be honest, I could answer it, but I did look it up. So
well, you don't get a hat, but at least you did some research, and that goes a long way, and you learned something, and now you have a chance to give us an education. What's the answer? Tim, repeat the question, what she's talking about in Central America.
Well, we know that Central America is a region in the world, and I want to know the 7 countries that make up what we know as Central America.
I can do that one, or I can answer a different one. I can leave it for somebody else if they want to win the hat.
No, go ahead.
Go
ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. It's Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Belize, Costa Rica, and Panama.
Yes, you got
Way
it.
to go.
Nice.
Have you ever been there?
No.
No, neither have I.
You guys ever been?
No, I have not.
I was in El Salvador.
You were?
Yeah, on a mission trip.
What's that like?
It was a very mountainous where we went up into the foothills of the mountains and abject poverty. You know, people think they see poverty around here, but you had like a rusty piece of tin and a couple of old, almost like what looks like a pallet, and an entire family living there, and up and down the edge of the base of the mountain, and the little trench running through the village of raw open sewage, no electricity, no corner store, no pharmacy, no nothing, and it's just amazing, to see how people live in third world countries.
Hey Don, I'm gonna since your sister won a hat, I'm gonna ask you a bonus question.
There we go.
And if you get this right, we're gonna send you a hat so you and your sister can be twinsies. Okay.
Okay.
You ready? All right.
Okay. Yep.
What country is directly south of the U.S.?
Oh wow.
What country is there?
Oh no.
Mexico.
Yes.
Nicely
you won.
done.
Boy.
Excellent.
Sibling rivalry. We don't want to have any sibling rivalry, so that's the cure for that.
I gotta tell you, I gotta clear this up real quick. I was really, really nervous when I got on. It's not my sister-in-law; it's my daughter-in-law.
Your daughter.
And she is my daughter-in-law, and she is like one of my best friends, and she is the Andy Griffith buff that gets on and answers all the Andy Griffith questions.
Okay.
And she had the.
Well,
yeah.
And
now
getting nervous.
Yes, it's my daughter-in-law.
Yeah, getting nervous on the radio, that happens to everybody. You feel like a deer in the headlights, and a lot of people struggle with that. So a lot of people can identify with what you just said.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we're gonna send you a hat, Don, so you can hang out with your daughter-in-law. Go to
Free
Chick-fil-A.
advertising for us.
Free advertising, and you answered the question. And nerves and all, so good for you.
The degree of difficulty wasn't that challenging. But
well,
anyway,
it's
meant to be that way, right?
It was meant to be that way, so
right.
we could give her a free
You're
hat.
about to say what color was George Washington's white horse? Isn't that what you
something
ask
like
her?
that? So don't Don, when we're finished on the air, don't hang up. We're going to put you on hold, get your information, and send you a hat. What's your question for us?
What king of Judah escaped through a hole in a wall?
What king of Judah escaped through a hole in the wall?
I just read that, but he actually is it not Zedekiah? But he didn't get very far because they captured him out there because Jeremiah was prophesying. Go ahead and give in, and you'll live. If you try to escape, you're going to die. And it was pretty gruesome what they did. I won't say. Is that the right king, Dawn?
Yes, it is. You got it.
Yeah.
Was it Zedekiah?
Yep.
And if you
It
think
was, yeah.
JJ's good on the old
look, you think the Bible's not true in every jot and tittle? Jeremiah begged the king, look, you're going to be in exile. If you will surrender, you'll live. If you resist, you're not going to die. It's just going to be horrific. He wouldn't listen. He goes out in the middle of the night through the hole in the wall. They capture him. They kill his sons right in front of him.
Right.
Then they burn his eyes out. So the last thing he sees is his sons begging for mercy and getting murdered. And then that's his last thing he ever saw.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
then took him and, so, yeah, I'm telling you, sin, judgment, God's wrath, and his mercy and his love and forgiveness. But it's all right there in the Word.
Wow. All right. Hey, Don, great question. And I'm going to put you on hold. Cindy Roberts will get your information, and we'll send you the hat that'll make you twinsies with your daughter-in-law. So congratulations to you for that. All right, guys, we can go back to Arkansas. What do you think? And Tommy is on the line. Tommy, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Hello.
Yes,
Can you
Tommy.
hear me?
Yeah, you're on the air with us.
Hey.
Welcome to Trivia Friday. Do you want to ask, answer, or do both?
I'd like to do both.
All right. Which one do you want to try to answer?
I'll try the India-China question.
All right, so here's the question, Tommy. Which country has more people, India or China?
I think that's India.
It is India by
Wow.
about 30 million people.
What?
2 years ago, they passed China. China's population is actually starting to decline somewhat, sadly, because of their abortion policy for decades. But India surpassed China by about 30 million people. They're both 1.4 billion, but there's 30 million separating them, and India is now the most populous country. Kind of hard to believe. That's close to 1.5 billion.
It ain't hard to believe for me, because on a summer night, if the wind's blowing just right, if I sit out in the backyard, I can smell curry. That can only mean one thing, boys.
Yeah. What? What does it mean?
It means that India has gotten really, really big. They've outpaced China, and folks, to the amount of people that's out there.
China. All right, hey, great job, Tommy. Now, by the way, was that just a guess since it's 50-50, or did you know that?
I think I remember that when it happened. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I knew it.
Well, very good. What's your question for us, sir?
Okay, so I got a two-part question for you. Who said he can get up in the morning with nothing to do, and by nightfall it's only half done? And who was the comment of referring to?
That's funny.
That's a good line.
Yeah.
What's that now?
Say that again, Tommy.
He can get up in the morning with nothing to do, and by nightfall it's only half done.
I like that.
That sounds like a Mark Twain or a Wiley Post or somebody.
I'll say Ben Franklin, Poor Richard's Almanac.
Oh, that's good.
All right.
I'm going to go with Mark Twain.
I'm going to go with Tim on Benjamin Franklin. All right, Tommy.
It was Grandma Daisy Moses on Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh,
wow.
Granny said that.
Boy, we missed that, Mark. Bad.
She was talking about Leif Crick. She was Leif Crick. She couldn't stand him because he was so lazy.
How about somebody?
The only work he ever did was a turnover in the bed.
Oh, man. Some character on
some characters just complained about how
Beverly
lazy he
Hillbillies.
was.
I don't remember that character. But
Well, because you probably were out by the cement pond. You weren't paying attention. You're lounging around out there.
Waiting on Mr. Drysdale to drive up.
Passing things with those fancy pot passers. They're on
Mr.
that
Drysdale,
Mr.
man who always had an angle, didn't he?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
And so did, what was his secretary that liked Jethro?
Miss Hathaway.
Miss Hathaway.
Jane Hathaway.
All right, Tommy, thank you. Great job there. You have a great weekend.
Her angle was Jethro.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was in love with Jethro.
Yes.
All right, you're listening to Trivia Friday on American Family Radio. Tim, Ed, and JJ. Y'all want to give your questions for the last time?
Okay, I've got two remaining. Oh wait, no, that was answered. I've got
Just
one.
one.
I got
Yeah,
one.
don't add
remaining.
another one.
No.
Yeah.
The Caesar salad was actually invented in Mexico. Is that true or false? That's the last one I've got.
So, old school video games, Nintendo character Luigi, what was his career? What was his profession? Second question, the first successful testing of an atomic bomb was in which U.S. state? Third question, from the children's cartoon category, Bluey and Bingo. What's the dad's name on that cartoon?
All right, back to the phones, Ed.
Oh, you don't have any
You
questions?
have one?
Nope, I don't have any left.
All right, we go to North Dakota. Check this out. And Rick is on the line. Rick, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Thank you for taking my call, professors.
Well, you're welcome.
Absolutely, Brother Rick. Well, where in North Dakota, where you live there?
I live in Devil's Lake.
Yes, sir.
we're gonna hang
I've
up.
been
Do
there.
you remember that place?
I've been there. Yes, sir.
Devil's
I
Lake.
picked you up. I actually picked you up at the airport. Do you remember what town that was in?
I do not.
Minot,
North Dakota, and went to Devil's
Yeah.
Lake and was spoke there. Got to ride a snowmobile for the first time.
Wow.
A dentist who is an AFR listener, and the people were wonderful. The banquet, it really went well.
Wow. Did you like riding a snowmobile?
Yes.
They're loud, but they're fun.
Oh yeah, that's and then a great place, great area. Hey, well, Rick, man, this is a nice little reunion. You want to ask, answer, or do both, sir?
Well, I'll try both. Most of the ones I knew have been answered, but I'll try the Nintendo one and just take a guess at it.
Yeah, Luigi, what was his profession?
I'm thinking maybe it was a painter.
I'll go ahead and answer since it's late in the show. He was a plumber. Yeah, you
Yeah.
see,
okay.
He was
Luigi and Mario, I think they have like a pipe wrench on their belt or something.
They were plumbers because they were Italians. They're not going to make them brain surgeons.
Oh,
more
wow.
more of an ethnic.
It's an ethnic stereotype.
Yeah, it's ethnic stereotype. Only smart enough to be plumbers. Although when you need a plumber, they're the smartest people in the world, man. Just telling you.
Hey, Rick, sorry that Ed's a little triggered here. He's kind of thin-skinned when it comes to Italian jokes. What's your question for us?
It would be, what is the fastest land animal in North America?
Cheetah.
North America is not going to be cheetah. So,
oh yeah, that's not. You brought one over.
Yeah, I'm going to say going to say ostrich.
Hold on a second, Rick. Don't say anything. An ostrich is not native to North America either.
Okay, well let's go back to that.
Rick, are you saying native to North America?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, here's the deal: is a scalded dog is that a category that you can legally use and say?
Scalded dog.
All right. What about this? Gets a little tricky when you're talking about native too. But what about these hogs? These wild hogs? They're pretty fast. They're faster.
Hogs not going to be faster than a horse, are they?
I don't know.
But they say an alligator's faster than a horse in a sprint.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This is going to be an interesting answer. I'm thinking of like maybe a greyhound.
Oh, that's a great answer.
That's a good answer.
I'm gonna say a monkey with his brains intact.
A monkey running from the waiter.
Yeah.
All right, Rick.
We started dark. We're going to end dark.
All right, Rick. You're gonna have to help us out for sure. What's the answer?
That's a great question.
It is.
It's actually an animal that's in North Dakota. It's the pronghorn antelope.
Oh, okay.
An antelope.
Pronghorn
Okay.
antelope.
Have you seen those in the wild?
Yeah, I've shot a couple. They're great eating.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, so antelope.
Antelope. Right. All right. Thanks, buddy. Thank you for listening to AFR, Rick.
Great question.
Yeah, I want to go back to Devil's Lake. That was a good area.
All right. All right.
We're out of time, guys.
We're out of time.
Yeah.
We're going to do our questions here, the answers to our remaining questions. The only one I got left is the Caesar salad was actually invented in Mexico. Is that true or false?
I'm going to say false.
True.
It is true.
Yeah.
Invented in Tijuana,
before.
Mexico in the early 1920s by Cesar Cardini.
That's where he gets his name.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people assume it's from Italian food.
That's
right.
From the Caesar. I always thought that. Yeah.
Yep, I did as well.
So Cesar Cardini is the guy who invented it, and it's called the Caesar salad.
First successful testing of an atomic bomb. Which U.S. state?
Nevada?
What do you say, Tim?
I'll say that too.
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
And then the children's cartoon category, Bluey and Bingo's dad's name.
I can't remember
Bandit.
his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty fun show, actually.
The writers are really, really
Bandit.
Clever.
Bandit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pardon me. All right. Thank you for listening to Trivia Friday, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back here next time.
Check out The Forge. The movie debuts this weekend.